Welcome back to Great Day, Washington. This morning we are live at the National Cathedral. We're getting a behind-the-scenes look of the preparations that go into getting ready for Easter Sunday. And as you can imagine, a lot of flowers are involved and a lot of different arrangements. And the woman that heads that up and works so tirelessly, we have Miss Linda here this morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. This is a busy time of year for you.
It is. You're absolutely right.
Give us an idea as we look. I mean, this table's maybe 30 feet, 40 feet long, and there's nothing but vases on it. What? How do you keep this organized?
Buckets of water.
Buckets of water.
For flowers, which have just arrived.
And okay, what makes this so challenging is that they're all different. Every bucket's different.
Every recipe is what I call them is different for each location in the cathedral.
So everything's unique.
It's a puzzle here.
And she does a great job of keeping it organized. I mean, what we could see here, for example, we look at this tag, it says pulpit. Okay.
Yes,
so
right.
what sort of flowers will we see at the pulpit?
Well, they're going to have lots of roses, snapdragons, coinflower, hydrangea, gerbera, carnations, of course, lots of greens. Yeah,
are there any flowers that require a little bit more attention than the others? Maybe they're a little more fragile or delicate.
Well, the roses, you have to take the prickers off.
Okay.
Because the hands get, our hands get ruined from those. Plus, the stem doesn't go easily into the oasis if the stem hasn't been cleaned. So we take all the leaves off that are going into the water and sort everything out and then have a good time.
Now, you have been involved with the floral arrangements at the National Cathedral. Ballpark it, about how many years?
Over 50.
Over 50 years? And you keep coming back year after year. Why is that?
I love flowers and I love the cathedral and I love my volunteers and all the other people at the cathedral as well.
And you mentioned the volunteers, and as we look down this table, we can see it looks like it's a mile long. How many volunteers will it take to make this, to pull
70.
It together? About 70?
Yeah. We got a lot of them. On Saturday, I've got 40 coming in. And Friday, to start arranging, they're about 20.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we've got all of this kind of work that goes on. So it adds up.
It's a lot of preparation, and boy, if you've ever been here on Easter, around Easter, it's absolutely magnificent. And right here, Linda plus her 70 volunteers are who pull it together for the National Cathedral. We're going to send it back to the studio right after this. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
This morning we are at the National Cathedral, and what we're seeing right now is what will be a complete model of the National Cathedral, and it's going to be made of Legos. And as the world's attention right now is on Notre Dame, just a reminder, we are still rebuilding the National Cathedral after the 2011 earthquake, and this is part of that initiative to help raise funds.
That's right. Yeah, so every dollar that we raise from this project goes towards earthquake restoration. We're anticipating about $1 million, hopefully. From this project. How it works is people come in and they pay $2 a brick, and so if you give $20 you get 10 bricks, and then you work with our volunteers to place them on whatever module they're building at the time, whether it's a column or a window or a piece of wall or a piece of flooring or something like that.
So the good thing is there are volunteers here to help guide this, because what a tremendous project this is going to be. Just to give you guys at home an idea, just one of these columns right here has almost 700 pieces to it. What's the scale of this when it's complete? How large will it be?
So it's going to be a little bigger than a minivan. It's going to be
That's big.
Yeah, it's going to be about 8 feet off the platform here, about 11 to 13 feet long, and I believe 8 feet wide.
Okay, so, and what is the time of completion? I mean, obviously it's going to depend on how frequently the donations come in, $2 a brick, but what's the timeline looking like?
We're anticipating about 2 to 3 years for total construction, which actually mirrors the construction of the real cathedral. The real cathedral took 83 years, and this model is 1/40th the size of the real building. So if you take 1/40th scale times 2 to 3 years, that's about 80 years, and that's roughly what it took to build this real building.
What a cool project and a great idea to help raise those funds for the repairs. Where are we on the repairs? How much money is needed overall to complete what needs done here?
So we had $34 million in damage from the earthquake. To date, we've completed about 15 million of that, which means we've got 19 million left to go. And all of that money is privately raised, and the repairs are done as the money comes in.
All right, so the more money that comes in, the better. Guys, what a neat project to be a part of, so I encourage you definitely come down here. Start with $2 and maybe, you know, end up spending 50 or 100. But the point is, it's all to help rebuild the National Cathedral. Kevin, thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Thanks for coming by.